El Toro is one of the greatest roller coasters to have ever been built, but it seems its service life may be coming to an end. El Toro may be about to get removed in what could be a disaster for Six Flags Great Adventure. But before I get ahead of myself, let's break down everything that's going on. Around a year ago, El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure had a massive accident. It was during a time where theme park accidents were happening left and right, but this was one of the scariest of them all. One of the trains on El Toro derailed while the ride was cycling and the train valleyed before the final brake run. This caused extreme damage to the track all throughout the ride, so much so that the park closed El Toro for the remainder of the year and the off-season to repair major sections of track that had been damaged by the derailing train and worked tirelessly to get the ride safely up and running for the new season. El Toro is probably the best coaster currently operating in any of the Six Flags parks, so it was in Six Flags' best interest to get it back up and running as soon as possible. If you've been following the roller coaster industry over the last year, you know that 2021 was a very tragic year for theme parks. There were a ton of really horrible accidents that continued to happen on coasters throughout the world. I'm not going to go through every accident that happened in 2021, but if you want the full list, Coastoons has a great video on that. I'm just going to go through a few of the major ones. There was the crazy Top Thrill Dragster accident which caused it to remain closed for the entire 2022 season. Then there was the Twisted Timbers accident where two trains collided, the Glenwood Caverns tragedy, the Voyage tragedy, and so much more. And on top of that, the Sky Rush and Gatekeepers chain lifts problems, and of course the El Toro accident. Accidents on roller coasters are extremely rare. Roller coasters are designed to be the safest machines on earth, especially since they play with the fear of death. And if they'd actually kill people, no one would ride them. Now, in no way am I trying to downplay any of these accidents, and every accident is one too many. But sometimes accidents do happen, and that's extremely tragic. Roller coaster accidents are not supposed to happen ever, and when they do, an investigation will usually take place to determine the cause of the accident. If the accident wasn't caused by a problem with the ride, it will usually be allowed to open up again. If there's something that the park could have done to prevent the accident, it will many times implement new policies to make sure an accident never happens again. For example, after someone got injured from a rider's phone on Steel Vengeance, Cedar Point added lockers and metal detectors to make sure no one rides with their phones anymore. If the accident that happens is because of a problem with the ride, then sometimes the park will try to fix up the ride, and only after extensive testing and approval from the state will it be allowed to reopen once again. El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure got a huge makeover recently after the disastrous accident that happened in 2021. After extensive testing and a lot of money poured into getting the attraction safely up and running, the state of New Jersey approved the ride for opening and the coaster reopened for the 2022 season. On Thursday, August 26, 2022, another accident happened on the Toro, causing minor injuries to riders. At the time of making this video, the only information known about the accident is that a spokesperson said people were taken to the hospital for bumps and bruises. If you know any more information about what happened, please let me know in the comments. But I truly hope everyone involved is completely okay. At the surface, it seems everything should be okay, and I really hope everyone is fully okay and there are no major injuries. But the state of the coaster may be in jeopardy. Six Flags just poured a ton of money into El Toro, and for another accident to happen so soon is crazy, especially with the new CEO being extremely cheap when it comes to adding new rides. Who knows if Six Flags will want to invest the money into making sure El Toro is perfectly safe for riders. El Toro is one of my personal favorite coasters and the best wooden coaster I've ever ridden, so I definitely don't want to see it go. Of course, safety is the #1 priority, and if Six Flags isn't going to be able to keep this ride safe, then it won't be able to remain open. At this point, this is all speculation and nothing is really known about details of what happened and whose fault it was. According to reports, there were 5 people injured and a ride crew was seen inspecting the ride Thursday night. If you do have any information, please let me know in the comments. I'm just going to say one thing. Salim Basul, the CEO of Six Flags, has been getting a lot of hate from the coaster community on some of the decisions he's been making. One of which being that he cut employees by 25%. If this accident on El Toro was because of a lack of employees, or not enough or experienced maintenance staff, then Salim really messed up. I don't want to jump into any conclusions though, and I really hope the accident is nothing major. Hopefully everyone involved is fine and the coaster is completely safe and can reopen again.